Majid Haidari, why are Kashmiri Pandits being targeted? Why are Kashmiri Pandits being targeted again? Why are Kashmiri Pandits being targeted again? Balkrishnan is running a medical shop. It is running a medical shop. He's lived all his life in Chotigam, in Shopia. Right? Why was he targeted? Besides the fact that he's a Kashmiri Pandit, what is his fault? What was his crime? Why was he targeted? Should the Kashmiri Pandits wait? Will people like you wait until their names are published in hit lists and pasted on walls? Is it then when people like you will wake up? Question being, why are Kashmiri Pandits being targeted? Again.
Arnab, we are living in saffron era of insecurity from Kashmir to Karnataka via UP, where today some temple guards were attacked last night. We have a total insecurity everywhere. The government which talks about Hindu Rashtra is even failing to secure lives of Hindus than to talk of Muslims who have already been the victims of this government. We don't have our rights in place, but now even Hindus are.
You're covering up for the terrorists.
Instead of asking me, you question the government. What is the role of government? Kindly enlighten me on the role of government when you have so many.
Has the government shot the Kashmiri Pandit? Has the government shot the Kashmiri Pandit? Aarti, you there? Aarti, you there?
No, what was
Aarti, you there?
What is the role of the security agency?
Aarti, can you hear me?
Give me 2 minutes.
My question
yes,
is, my question, this one. Yeah, you heard the question there. My simple point is, do you feel, Aarti, Kashmiri Pandits are being targeted again? Non-locals are being targeted again? None of these panelists seem to agree. They seem to look at all upon this as something incidental. Yes.
Arnab, I'm sitting here in Srinagar today. I'm sitting here in Srinagar today, and the Kashmiri Pandit who's been shot in Shopia today is actually a direct warning to Kashmiri Pandits like me who've been coming here regularly for the last 22 years and working here. It's also warning to my brothers who've been working here for the last few years since 2019 that do not ever even dream of coming back to Kashmir. That is the warning that all the jihadis and the conflict entrepreneurs who have made massive wealth in the last 35 years, that is the warning that they're giving to me and my family and my brothers. This conflict entrepreneurship is rattled. This conflict entrepreneurship, which thrives on the blood of Kashmiri Pandits, they're rattled because in the last few years, there has been a concerted effort to dismantle the terror funding network. There has been a concerted effort to demolish the entire separatist ecosystem. But unfortunately, the government hasn't gone to, hasn't completely cleaned up the system because the mainstream politicians like Mehbooba Mufti and others who are still apologizing for terror networks sponsored by Pakistan, who are still apologizing for jihadis, who are still apologizing for separatists and the terrorists who are targeting Kashmiri Pandits, and these people who are still denying the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits, they are responsible for this, and the government really needs to take action against these mainstream, so-called mainstream politicians. They need to crack down on these politicians who are still doing what they were doing for the last 35 years. These terrorists who are attacking...
I have always said on that I'm on the same page as you. I'm on the same page as you. I hold a very clear view like you that the government should stop patronizing these political parties who haven't changed their position at all, who are effectively overground workers of terrorist groups, effectively.